Hello, hello, everybody. I'm Victor Brooks, and welcome back to the Victor Brooks Show Instagram Indie Fam series right here on Instagram. Y'all come on in here, y'all. We have another one for you today. And you know, this is the format where we focus on the artist and their journey. The artist and their journey. Hey, Mimife, one of our previous guests from Paris, France. Much love and much respect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Harishi, what's happening, brother, from India, our photographer, one of our previous guests as well. Thank you for joining us again today. Hey, Fab, what's going on, buddy? That's our brother Fab from Argentina joining us again from Buenos Aires. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, and I mean, you know, today you all, I'm very, very excited for a number of reasons. As I just mentioned, some of our previous guests are on here with us today. Our indie fam, as we just mentioned, has reached out to France, to Buenos Aires, to India, to Chicago, to all over here in the U.S. Why? Because the power of artistry is real, especially the power of the independent artist, you know? And today's guest, I can't wait to bring Natalie Duncan on live from London, UK. Natalie's newest single, Hearts in a Cage, as well as the remix of Hearts in a Cage. I can't wait to talk about the new single that Natalie has out. I can't wait to talk about Natalie's journey, what fuels her passion, the same subjects that we talk with all of our artists about. Much love and much respect to our other previous guests who are on their grind and live gigs. Gail Donnelly at the winery there in her local town. Go to Gail Donnelly's page. Our brother Barry, our brother Barry Collins, who has the single father, which many of us are still loving and loving today, and on and on and on. If you've missed any of the episodes, go to the IG page here on the Victor Brooks Show, pick an episode, follow that artist, download that music, support that artistry. Hey, everybody. Mike, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. Cinzia, please let us know where you are joining us live from, y'all. Put it in there so we can give a shout out to your home, where you are. And now, you know, as soon as I see that our guest is on today, let me see if Natalie is on. And if she's on, I'm going to try and bring her right in. Yeah. Invite, and you know me, I'm getting better, y'all, learning how to do this. And she is. How are you, Natalie?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great, and Natalie, if you see anyone that comes up on here, just give them a shout out. We're laid back.
Hi, Alan, me and Music joined. Hello, Alan. I know him. I know him very well. Hey,
Yes.
hi, Laura.
There you
Ooh, I
go.
haven't been live in a long time. This is exciting for me.
Oh, it's exciting for us, Natalie. And first, before we get into your journey, please give us the backstory, because once I put the post up of your newest single, Hearts in a Cage, and also I have to reiterate that the remix is everywhere as well, right? I mean, you have the single. I want to know the backstory, because when I listen to the song and the emails I've gotten since the post, it touches deep. It's a soulful song. It goes into tell us the backstory.
Oh, firstly, thank you for even listening to the song, and thank you for saying it's soulful, because I think it is. I hope it is anyway. I mean, I guess I'm a soul singer, but like I'm not in the genre. I'm not trying to be a part of any genre, but my voice is definitely soul.
Yes, yes,
But
it is.
yeah, I wrote Hearts in a Cage I think it was the first or second lockdown in the UK. I'm not sure the order of events in the US, but I feel like it was a similar thing.
Yes.
Um, I think it was the second lockdown when everyone realized this is happening for real. It's not a little holiday. It's not
Right.
We don't have 3 months off work.
That's
So
right.
this is some bad news.
Yes, that's right.
And whenever whenever like things are happening in the world or in my personal life, I take to the keyboard and I start writing. And obviously, I had time as well. Sadly, the musicians we were
That's
not
true.
working.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
in many ways, it was really great. For me,
Yes,
it was
yes,
really great.
yes. There's always a positive to it, back and forth, right? There you go.
Exactly.
That's right.
You have to look at the positives. But yeah, it came from a place of Hearts in a Cage came from me thinking about people in their homes. I was
Mm,
actually thinking about women. I was thinking about domestic violence. That's kind of what inspired it. And I thought, what's going on for those people who right now they're in potentially bad situations that they can't get out of?
yes.
So I started writing this quite dark song, but it sort of it developed into something that became more of a celebration because I wanted to have half of the song being all this destruction. There's so many hearts are in a cage on the street, and it's all like
Yes.
everyone's
Yes.
everyone's worried. But then at the end of the song, I wanted to say something more positive, like you can get out of it. So yeah,
Oh,
that was
I
a lot of.
love it.
Sorry.
No, no, go right ahead. Go right ahead. What'd you say?
No, that was it. I think
Oh,
that
you
was
know
it.
what? Let me tell you something. I
Hi.
can already tell Natalie why that song speaks like it does. Meeting you here on camera, feeling your energy that's coming to us right now. That I mean, your words come from a real place, and then the backstory of what the
Yeah.
song is about. Um, Please give us your feel on the importance of artistry for the world, the importance of artistry in maybe
Mm,
healing things, healing people, healing situations, for the world. Do you
yeah.
believe that, or is it cliche?
Oh, not at all. It's so not cliche. Like that's how that's my life. That's really been my life. Like I've only ever known songwriting. I'm a bit of a weird. I'm actually a bit of a weirdo deep down. I'm not like like when I was younger. Obviously I had friends and stuff, but I loved songwriting so much from the age of 10. Like when my parents split up, the first thing I did was write a song. Like that's just the way that I've expressed my own, this the way I've processed pain.
Yeah.
And I now actually I work for this charity called Core Arts, which is like, it's a mental health charity. And
Wonderful.
we basically we help people learn music. So I teach songwriting and singing, and the sort of ethos is will help your recovery with art. And I've
Yes.
seen it, like I've seen it work, and people get better because they sing and they dance and they create,
Mm.
and it's amazing. Art is more than just a frivolous activity. Art is medicine, in my opinion. So
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Natalie, much respect on what you're doing for others as well. What you're doing for others. And I always believe, Natalie, that us as artists, when we open to that vulnerability, because I'm a weirdo, was a weirdo, here we are, I'm an artist, but it's like I believe, and when I was very uncomfortable, like so many other people, to recognize that vulnerability in my
Yeah.
art, in my expression of art. But once I saw and same as what you're doing, my vulnerability can help someone else who,
Exactly. Yeah.
you know, who may be going through something or recognize a lyric in a song and identify it to their life. But 10 years old is when you started writing music. 10.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't good.
Oh,
It wasn't Mozart. Just put it like that.
okay.
But
Okay.
it was something. I don't know. It's one of those things that's really hard to explain because I work with songwriters now, and
Yeah.
songwriters from all abilities, like they've never written a song right through to like they are advanced. And when you try and explain to someone like how do you write a song, you can give
Yeah.
them a formula. Like you can say, oh, you know, this is how to do a verse and it has to be this many bars. But
Yeah.
for me, it was never like a formula. It was always, I'm not very good at other stuff, but for some reason that particular thing really suited me. And I just always knew how to do it. And then, I don't know why.
Hey,
But it's
it's just who you are. It's what you do. And you know what? I'm going to ask you before we jump back into your growing into your artistry. Do you have something of an improv? And you can. This is your time. These people, the Indie Fan
oh,
of Positivity Posse, has been waiting for Natalie Duncan time. So give us as much as you want, whenever you want. This is you.
an
We're just
improv.
happy
Oh
and thankful
no.
you're here. You know, give it
Oh
to
no, you
us.
put me on the spot. I don't know what to play. Just like anything improvisation. Oh my
Whatever
God.
you want, explain, talk, think, and go back, whatever.
I really don't know. It's just stressful. Oh, I'm on the spot. Can you hear my keyboard all right?
Oh, yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it.
Okay. I can play a bit of Hearts in the Cage if you want. When I wrote Hearts in the Cage, I found this sound. This is the sound I found on my keyboard. I don't know if you can hear that.
I can hear you.
So it kind of went from there. So many hearts have been caged on this street. So many hearts have been caged on this street. Some of the ground so long they can't breathe. And it's heavy with hurt you don't see. Stay on waging on us. They forget who we are. We are mothers. We are finally breaking up. There is crying for the soul of a soldier. Okay, I'll leave it there.
Oh, my God. You know, Natalie, that is why. And let me tell you something, Indie family, let me talk to y'all for a minute. You see what pulled me back? I was scrolling through like I always do. I heard these chord changes. I heard this voice and I went back because Natalie has this thing that we just heard now. Artist, put it out there, y'all. Give us what you have. Natalie, that's fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Patricia. So
That's
kind.
right. Oh, Patricia Bolton, our OG Indie fan viewer. Thank you, Patricia.
Oh,
Mimothy from
thank
Paris,
you.
France. Who else do we have giving these thumbs up? Chico Bones Clothing, Ricky Mann, the real Eddie Griffin. Thank you for being on, Eddie. And on and on and on. Patricia, what does that do when you hear and you see the reaction that I have? And I have the emails, your chord changes, your progressions, your vocal into it takes me back respectfully to the time I'm 57 years old and being as a songwriting and soul and the jazz infusion. How would you describe your style? What's your style?
Oh, it's so hard. I appreciate that because I've been brought up on soul and well, everything. I've been influenced by reggae, soul, jazz, like R&B. One of my heroes is Stevie Wonder, and I love the way that he has quite a commercial. Like he can write a hook, but the chords underneath it are deep. Like the harmony is always close and interesting, and it's not straightforward pop music. And that I sort of would love to write like that. That's kind of what I'm trying to do in most of my songs. I mean, I love harmony. I'm just obsessed with chords. So like, the more chords I can put into a song, the better. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but
I got you. Hey, I would say that you're, like we call when we're writing, your chord pans. And you musicians and keyboardists know what I'm talking about. Your pans are powerful, and where they're supposed to fit. They do what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
can hear that influence of what. So tell me about how you progressed with your artistry from 10 years old. You started feeling comfortable. Did you start playing an instrument at that age? How did it
Yeah.
progress for you?
Yeah, I started playing piano like around that age because I used to hear my parents had a piano in their house, which was really lucky for me. And I used to pick up adverts on TV and like just stuff I used to hear and I used to play it back. So like I don't know if you won't know because in America, but Match of the Day,
Okay.
which is like a football show.
Okay.
I remember that was the first tune I learned.
Yeah.
It was like that. It's
Yes.
it's not good. Like it's cute because I was only 10.
I got you.
But yeah, I used to hear things like that and play them, and I never did very well with learning music conventionally. Like when it came to sight reading and music theory, I struggled. I still do struggle. I mean, I'm trying to learn.
Me too. Yeah.
I'm trying to learn right now.
Okay.
But,
Okay. Much respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always made sense. Music, I could just hear it and play it and sing it back, but I didn't know what I was doing.
Come on.
Yeah.
I have a thought on why you did it is because it's just who you are. It's what you do. It's like it's what you do. And I was watching also a lot of your videos. And ladies and gentlemen, please follow Natalie's page, and you'll see what especially you musicians out there. I was watching you go through your just a sit down on the roads, and I love that road sound. I mean, you were sitting down doing your thing, just you, the microphone, and the keyboard. And I was watching and noticing how you just went away.
Yeah.
You just went away. What does it feel when you get into that moment? What's your where do you go in that moment?
It's like time stops, to be honest. Like time stands still. I can be playing and singing for hours especially in this particular room. And like, yeah, time stops. I just go into some kind of bubble and I'm just playing and I'm taken away from the world. And I think for me, that was always a bit of a comfort. Like it was like a safety barrier or something. I don't know. Like I'm just the most at home when I'm singing and playing music and just, and also I think because singing is so physical and it's very vulnerable as well, but singing's like shouting. I remember Sia said this. She was like, in her Australian accent, she's like, but singing's basically just shouting. So, I love doing it. And I remember thinking, yeah, it is. It's just like shouting, but in tune, hopefully. And it's,
I got you.
you're releasing a lot of tension,
Yes.
but it's also very vulnerable. Like, it's very exposing, like as well. It's not. It takes. I think it takes many years to be comfortable being a singer.
Yes.
And like using your voice to express things, it's tough.
Yes.
It's scary.
Yeah. And this, you know what, Natalie? Do you consider yourself an independent artist? You're an independent artist? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
First of
definitely.
all, much respect. Much respect. And that's why this format, I said, in our small way here on Instagram, I want to utilize social media for the positiveness of artistry. And I want, and being an artist myself, independent artist for the 40 years I've been in this business and loving it, the whole thing, the grit, the grind of it. But I want in this arena to let the world know there are artists like yourself who are doing incredible things with their artistry and for the world. What advice can you give other independent artists who are just starting this journey? Say, I may be an accountant during the day. I may be a teacher. I may just be a house mom or house dad during the day. but I have an artist thing that I want to give, but I'm afraid I'm not good enough. I'm afraid I'm not like these other people who are. What can you tell
Yeah.
them now?
I think you have to practice your skill firstly, like like obviously practice to a point where you feel you're good and your songs are ready and your work is finished and completed.
Yeah.
I mean, I do find that don't take too much time though, because sometimes you can over edit. Like get it to a place where other people are reacting and saying it's good, and then just go for it. As in, like, go out, find gigs, find local venues that do open mics, maybe, or promoters that like support smaller bands and smaller artists. And then social media as well is an amazing tool that we have now. And I do think social media can be quite intimidating because you're always looking at numbers. It's like, oh, so and so has way more streams than me, or followers, or I just feel like a grain of sand in this like massive just amount of people doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there will, even if it's only 10 people that follow you to begin with, it's still a start. So I think just don't be afraid of putting your voice out there and yourself out there. Like, it's all about fear, and it's all in your mind about it. Like being an artist, it's breaking through a barrier in your mind more than it is about breaking something technical on the keys or vocally or whatever. Most of it's mental. So yeah, that's my advice.
Natalie, I co-sign. Natalie, you got a new uncle in Victor Brooks. You you give me, and since doing this, there's so many artists that give me faith in the future of artistry, the future of music. What people, and I get these when I have this conversation with artists that get it, that it's all about who you are. It's all about presenting what your fears are, what your hopes are, what your positives, what your negatives. Because Natalie, man, it could be a thing. It started blowing my mind when those older seasoned artists of me, when I was like teen to even 20s, and they're like, and I was afraid to be vulnerable as an artist, to tell my story, what I'm going through, good or bad, up or down. And they would say, like you just said, that's when I got these, because I remember that same advice to me. Be you. Do
exactly.
you. Because someone else out there is going to feel the same thing.
It's going to like it and going to get it. Like,
yes,
like you think someone like Billie Eilish at the beginning was trying to conform and trying to be what everyone else is and sell records. Like, she wasn't. She spoke to a specific group that felt her and what she was doing. And now it just kind of shows that those opportunities are limitless if you just go through it. Like,
that's right. That's right.
You know,
that's right.
I'm still on the journey. I'm still not there, but I'm never going to give up. So
there you go. But you know what, Natalie, I think that's cool as of an artistic thing too, because even at my age, I don't ever want to stop learning things about myself that I didn't know. I want to know what else makes me happy. I want to know what else I'm afraid of. I want to know what else I want to know what, and then I want to be able to artistically say it so that somebody else, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you a musician as well? What about you?
Yes, I am. Like songwriter, singer over the years, about 40 years in this business. And like I said, 80% of it has been independent artistry, or as an independent songwriter, and then placing songs, and it's been a wonderful experience. I enjoy the stage. There was a period of time in my life for about 10 years that I didn't want to sing a note. I didn't want to pick up a guitar. It was that artist reclusive moment in life that a lot of artists go through. But then coming back out of it, I realized that, hey man, this is something you're born with. You're never going to get away from this. So love it, live it, Yeah.
I hear that from so many artists that they take a hiatus. It's even Miles Davis did that, didn't he? Like at the end of his career, and came back for one gig. But it must be some kind of self-preservation mechanism because it's very common with artists that I think because we're usually introverts, and I know I am anyway. So like, I need a lot of social.
Yes.
My social battery runs out quite quickly, and I need recovery. But it's not because I don't love people. It's just
No, you wait a minute now. Well, I think, you know what, that's like number 4 of us on the same page, you and I. I have to recharge.
yeah,
And sometimes people understand, sometimes people don't. But my people, and you know what, Natalie, I found out that I'm an ambivert, a little introvert and extrovert, you know. But my extrovert is only able to come out when my introvert has been fed. You know?
That makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Your extrovert can only thrive when your introvert has been taken care of. I must be that as well. I must be. Yeah. Because I do a lot of front-facing jobs, like teaching, obviously performing. Like these are not things that introverts enjoy. But I somehow manage to do quite well at them, maybe for some weird, maybe because I'm an ambivert.
There you go. Yeah. Do you have something else that you can just blow us away with and serenade us with? Anything?
Oh, do you have any requests?
You know what? I wish I had written down. It was one of your posts of you doing I think you mentioned this was an improv, so maybe you know, but it was you grooving, given that Natalie Duncanness that you give so well.
Oh, I think maybe that was on this. I have this synth, but it's not switched on right now because it's really it makes crazy sounds. But
gotcha.
It's my Nord. Oh, okay, Stevie Wonder. All right, let's do some Stevie. Let me try and find a nice sound. Do you like? Obviously, you like Stevie Wonder, but what particular songs do you like?
I have a feeling that you do an incredible All I Do Is Think About You.
Oh, yeah, I could do that. Okay.
I know it. I have a feeling.
You make my soul burn it fine. Willing to be my one desire. Willing to be all the best to be. I wanna tell you, girl, I'm hoping great each day I live. Little more I have to give. Little more that's for you true. So I do think for you, I do. I think you, what I do.
That was out of sight as well. Your artistry. Can you hear me?
Yes. I lost
Hey,
you. Me or
we're
was it
back
you?
on now, but let me tell you something, Natalie. Natalie, even with that was going out, when I do the show, I have a computer that I can see the emails, and then I have what I'm talking to on here. Natalie, your artistry has something that the world needs. And I'm not saying this as a cliche. What I'm saying is this. Number one, Natalie, you're real. You're real about who you are, what you want to do, what you're doing. Song are proof that you're about giving back or giving to or sharing a life experience with your listener. It's
Oh,
like the
thank
song
you.
"Hearts in a Cage." It's and this, in my opinion, Natalie, is the power of artistry. What you're giving us, lady, and it's such a great.
Thank
It's an
you.
opportunity for us to be able. I see the people giving here that are saying this is a wonderful experience. They're loving what you're giving, and Natalie, you give me a sense of pride in
Oh,
music coming up. You give me a hope as an older musician that this is where it's going to go. Natalie, please keep on
oh,
keeping on, sister.
thank
Keep on
you.
keeping on. Yeah.
Oh, that means so much. Thank you so much for saying all of that and just your energy in general. Like, this has made my soul sing. This is
Oh,
really
good. Yeah.
powerful for me. And just hearing you say that, and it makes me feel inspired to carry on. Just because, you know, it's really a roller coaster being a singer songwriter. You know, like you have really bad days where you think,
Oh,
does anybody care anymore? Like, but for me, I'll never stop doing it because I love it. So I can't stop. Even if no one listened, I would still be singing and playing. So, you know.
that's right. That's right. Oh no, I understand. You know what? My sister, I call her my baby sister, but we're only 4 or 5 years apart. But she's in the UK right now. She's doing a couple of her shows with Julie McKnight, and I see her giving her things. She's just losing her mind via text
Oh,
and
amazing.
memes and all of that. So I would love to. Is there anything that? Because we're going to get to where we follow how to download, and I'm going to say it over and over and over again. Indie Fam and Positivity Posse. Listen, this is why we do what we do, y'all, every Sunday, because we want to talk about the artist and their journey. We want you and me, all of us, to get to know the artist while we're scrolling through and we hear the music or we see the photography or whatever it is. We want to get to know that artist. And when we do, after conversations like this, go download, go support each other. And if you don't
Yeah.
consider yourself as an artist and you were still fed something today, go follow this page, go download
Oh,
this music and continue what you feel today that Natalie Duncan has given us, y'all. Come on, this is what it's all about. Natalie, give us something
thank
that's
you.
on your heart, whatever it is. This is your time before we say goodbye. What do you want to give us, girl?
Oh no. Okay. I really don't know. I don't know what
Oh,
to say.
no, okay. I meant either music or words, whatever you want to express to us.
Okay. Well, with words, I would love to say thank you for what you're doing because there's not so much out there now for independent artists in general. Like there's so little channels of this type. Like so little. There's so few mediums for artists to get real support without having to have a huge following and all of that. So thank you because we really need people like you and to support one another, like as artists to support one another. Like, so I'm really genuinely grateful for that.
Same
And
here.
so if anyone follows me, that's amazing. Like, and I can only thank you for it. And I want to do the same thing. Like, I want to support other artists as well who are coming up because I know the struggle. So,
That's right. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, follow Natalie Duncan. Please give us the information, the websites, the Instagram call, all of that.
So I'm at Natalie Duncan Music on Instagram, Natalie Duncan Official on Facebook, and then I have YouTube, which is just Natalie Duncan. I think that's it. I do have TikTok, but I never use TikTok, so don't bother with that. But also, if you want to listen to my music, you can find it on Spotify, iTunes, just everywhere. And yeah, I'm releasing new music every month right now, so there'll be some stuff to look out for. So yeah.
Are you open to collaborations? Because I get emails. You are?
Yeah, definitely.
Right on. Well, thank you, Natalie Duncan. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful evening there in the beautiful UK. And we're going to be in touch, Miss Lady. We are going to be in touch. All right?
Thank you so much. This has been great. Thank you.
Much respect. All right. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Even with the technical difficulty, you know, that artistry of Natalie Duncan punches through. That realness of Natalie Duncan punches through. And you taking your time to join us. I know our bigger audience is the recorded audience that watches after, you know, but those of you who are able to watch live, we thank you. Thank you so much for taking your time to maybe meet your next favorite artist, your next favorite photographer. Patricia Bolden, thank you, our OG Indie Fam viewer. I appreciate you so much. And thank you for sharing these episodes. And if something fed you today from Natalie Duncan, which I know it did, musically or thought or something that was said, share it with somebody else, y'all, especially you artists. Us as artists, this is what we do. This is our mission. This is who we are. Let's support each other. Let's get out here and give the world art itself. Everybody needs somebody sometime, y'all. And like I always say, every Sunday at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock p.m., sometimes at 3 o'clock, come on back and get some of this positivity on you. Take a bath in it, take a shower in it, scuba dive in it, skinny dip in it if you want to. Just jump in that pool of positivity. And when you come out, sprinkle it on as many people as you can, because that's what it's all about. And we'll see you next time, just in a few more minutes, right here on the Victor Brooks Show Instagram Indie Fam series. Much love, y'all.